Alright, let's get started. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome back everybody. I sound kind of like I'm in a tin can or something like that, which I'm not. I'm just using a substitute microphone because I derped and forgot to either package some of my stuff, and then I also didn't properly buy things because I didn't measure properly. Either way, thanks to Kishore, we have a relatively short stream and hopefully a nice one too. So good morning, good evening and good afternoon. Welcome back everybody. After quite a long time of a hiatus, I guess. It was a move from Japan to Ohio in the USA and also RPG Limit Break right after. So it's been a while, I guess. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to you, Ruff, Quadlight, Looney Cloud, Vanderwolfman, Gunarm Dine, Sadgel Alexa, Drumboardist, Cakedown, Velocikitty, Operator Theory, Xcode, Chaos Kitty, Yusuf, and probably a few more people. I hope you guys are doing well. You're noticeably louder than usual, which probably means that your normal mic indeed is too quiet, probably due to not enough power output. That is a very real possibility, Quadlight, actually, now that I think about it. I've never considered the power output to be a potential problem, to be honest, but now that you mention it, that is quite likely, actually. Okay, before I continue talking, we have enough time to talk while grinding, because I remember what I planned on doing was reaching, I think, level 45? I'm not sure. I'm gonna plug in the stats for the upcoming boss section. So I have 46 strength. Let me check my equipment real quick. So we will have +3 strength from the headgear and also the body piece. And also the power ring. So that is actually going to be +9 total. So if I remove all of those, we have 43 plus 9 is 52 strength total, which is going to be rather significant. I believe I will also want to... I might also want to go for... What's the best accessory that I can use against Optimus? Oh wait, I already have that. The weapon is what I was thinking of. The bow. So the agility modifier is actually going to be irrelevant, so I will use the dagger thing. So I will have likely 41 agility, no agility added at all. So let's see. Uh-oh, the romper raid has arrived. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome everybody. The romper raid, well, make sure you hide everything that smells like food, remove that looks like food, or is just rump sized to a rabbit, because the romper raid is going to eat everything. So I just have my food, so I'm fine, but make sure you have everything yourself. Okie dokie, so level 45 looks like it's gonna be the goal level for now. 45 or 47 it was. I will want to probably check the HP values as well eventually, but for now this is going to be our loadout. So level 47 is going to be our goal, and the way we will achieve this is normally in World 2 you would think is a much better place to grind than in World 1. However, I have an idea, and that idea involves actually a lot of agility here. So I need as much agility as possible, because as a hunter I'm just barely faster than the chimeras that are in the desert here. And I should be able to one-shot them, or well, one-round them with X-Fight. Yeah, that's actually exactly 1000 damage, pretty much. They have 1000 HP. And you get 1000 experience for it. So this is going to be our grinding run for a while. We will probably take a hit once in a while, but for the most part we should be safe. Also, my on-screen chat does not update. Why? Clear chat. Can somebody write something real quick? Oh yeah, I guess that couldn't be a problem. This guy decided to just hit me from that side. Let's see, do I have I think Darkness Bow deals more damage, so I should still be able to one round him. Well, that's kind of awkward. What's up with the screenshot? Oh, I did not mean to resize that. Oh. I did just do a Java update, and that thing is based on Java, so that probably has something to do with it. Let's try this again. There we go, now it works. Sorry about that. Okay, we are back. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. So the reason I want to use the Guardian Dagger is for two reasons. One, it's a way faster animation, so we save a bunch of time through that. And two, in case I get back attacked, at least I have a 1 in 4 chance to block the physical attacks from the Chimera there. And we have literally just enough damage to one cycle or one round him every single time. So this will probably be our place here for a while. So, Skeeth1, welcome to you as well. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the test, guys. I appreciate those. Welcome to you as well, Philly Bobcat and Gleeps and anybody else who may have joined us. Also, Chaos Kitty, thank you. Thank you so much for the 21 romps of support. Thank you so much, and well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay, Chaos Kitty. That's really nice of you. Also, I have a nice flower in my hair, thanks to being able to use Kishura's headset. You may get to see that. Maybe. And TC Matthews Jr., thank you. Thank you so much for 12 rounds of support. In a row, even. And well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well as well. So, how are you doing? And if I may ask, what were you guys doing in the last 3 weeks? 4? I think it's more than 3 weeks by now, since I've last regularly streamed, aside from the randomizers where I didn't have to talk, so it was easier to just stream the gameplay. By the way, these Chimeras here have, I think, 41 agility. And with me having 43 agility right now, if I'm not mistaken, I just barely managed to one-cycle them, overturn them. So in theory, we should have a speed tie 1 in 9 times, I think. Because at the start of the battle, your ATB is determined by your agility. And you can have that ATB start vary by 1 unit in either direction, so it can have -1 or +1. So let's say Ferris gets -1 and the Chimera gets +1, we would actually both be at 42 if I'm not mistaken, which would result in Ferris... oh, actually, we would both be at 41, which would result in a speed tie, which I don't know what happens to in a speed tie. So far, we haven't gotten attacked once that it wasn't a back attack. You know what you were doing? You were avoiding people playing bad Dragon Ball games. Yes, it's you, Rambo. Your world record. Nice. Congratulations. You've been starting a new job, so you'll be able to sub in a couple of weeks. Oh, that sounds promising. I'm glad to hear that you found something, and well, I hope it works out well for you, and I hope you will enjoy your job. And thank you. Don't worry about subbing, make sure that you're comfy and nice first of all. So, wish you all the best with that, Satgal, Alexa. And job hunting for you. Well then, I hope the job hunt works really well for you one way or another. Good luck on that, Fanda Wolfman. Job hunt can be really, well... No, it's not like it can be really irritating, it is really irritating. I hope you find something that is not just worthwhile, but also fitting for you. Solo Hunter, is it doable? Yes. Technically speaking, any class can be beaten as a solo character, solo job challenge. Even a Berserker, which, by the way, for anybody who has not heard about that, about 3-4 weeks ago by now, me and Kishura, we had a little marathon, well, a little marathon, 8 days, where we streamed like 12 to 16 hours a day, just kind of between the two of us, which was a lot of work. But basically the idea of that marathon was to raise enough funds for us to be able to ship as many things back home for Kishura as possible, and also me able to attend Arbitral Limit Break and eventually also get back home from the USA. And, well, we did manage to reach the final goal, and the final milestone of that marathon was that I would certainly attempt to do a solo Berserker at the very least all the way up to Neo X Death. And that is going to be a thing that will be happening. The thing is, I would like to do that on console, which means I will need to probably wait until I get back home, which will be in approximately 2 months. I will also need a Game Genie in order to unlock the Berserker basically from the start. So I have my Final Fantasy V card at home in Switzerland. I know Kishura has one too, but I don't know whether it would arrive or whether she even would want to use that herself for one reason or another. So we'll see. Either way, the solo Berserker will happen at least until Neo X Death. I do not promise anything more than that though. But it will be a long journey, and hopefully a fruitful one in the end. Let's get back to chat, because I'm horrible at reading like usual. And Raycodactylus, thank you! Thank you so much for 15 ROMs of support. Welcome back to you. And thank you for the welcome back as well, and well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. An anonymous gifter is gifting ones up to the community. And Squiggly Guy has received a subscription. Thank you so much, Anonymous. That's really kind of you. And I hope you enjoy your stay, Squiggly Guy. Now without ads, because that's a thing. Neo X Death is a lot of death side strats, you believe? No. Well, let's put it this way. To get to Neo X Death, the death side will be used for a long time, yes. But getting there will take quite a while. We are level 39 now. Just 6 more levels until my goal level is reached. Although I will want to figure out the amount of HP I potentially want to have for the other battle. This is so awkward. Why do you keep moving my Guardian Dagger all over the place? Please let my Guardian Dagger be in this spot here, or even higher preferably. Okay. I equipped the bow because the Guardian Dagger only deals half damage from the back row, and when you get back attacked, your rows are swapped. If you were in the back row, you're now in the front row. If you're in the front row, you are now in the back row. It's as in, well, quite literally the enemy did attack you from the back, as you might be able to expect. So I will want to go ahead and buy some potions, I guess. Be cozy indeed. So for anybody who might be new-ish here, normally I don't sound quite like that. I do have a different microphone, the condenser microphone, and as Quadlight pointed out, it might actually not have enough energy. Which I'm not entirely sure what to do about that, because it does not have actually an AC port, it only has a USB port. So it may require USB 3.0, which I'm not sure I have on this laptop here. Either way, it will be a consideration for the future. So what do you need to have happen to beat Neo X Death with a Berserker? Alrighty, in order to beat Neo X Death with a Berserker, for anybody who does not know, Neo X Death consists of 2 phases. First you are in the 3 X Death phase with about 41,000 HP, I think, or was it 51,000? Might have been 51,000. Either way, it's a lot of HP that NeoXTF has in those cases. Like a lot. And the first phase is not too bad. You can take a good chunk of damage from a lot of sources, but you can burst through 51,000 HP reasonably well, because the Berserker will be level 99 with the best possible equipment, because otherwise this is not gonna work at all. And the equipment that we're gonna be choosing for our Berserker is as follows. We will use a hammer called the Gaia Hammer, or the Earth Hammer, depending on translation. And the Earth Hammer has a 1 in 4 chance to proc Quake, or Earthquake, as an attack, whenever you attack with it physically. And that can proc with a Berserker, and we are kind of relying on that. So, Quake is based on magic power, and normally Berserkers are super horrible with magic power because they have 0, as in literally none at all, as a baseline. However, thanks to a little glitch called the Underflow, we can equip a equipment piece that reduces our magic power by 3, I believe. And that will actually effectively wrap the magic power around and give us the maximum possible magic power with an Earth Hammer. So we will have 255 magic power, and Quake will hit for about 5,500 damage. All targets. So it's only a 1 in 4 chance to proc that, but it will be a lot of damage. Each individual regular hit should deal like 1,000 to 1,500 damage, with a chance to miss, of course. So that's just kind of for general setup. The Thornlet is going to be the headgear equipment that reduces our magic power. It has a lot of physical defense, but the big downside of it is that it inflicts the HP leak status, so we will continuously lose HP throughout the fight. Now, because we will have 9,999 HP as a Berserker at level 99, it's not that big of a deal, but it does add up over the course of a longer-ish fight. So that will just kind of be a detriment, and there's nothing really we can do about that. For the armor piece, we will be using a bone mail, because... was it the bone mail? I think it was the bone mail. The bone mail prevents instant death, and that is going to be really handy overall. And also has really ridiculously high defense, and since we cannot control the Berserker in combat, it doesn't matter that we could not normally heal our Berserker through regular beams, so there's that too. And the Angry Canuck, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. And Thalfon! We're still working on the well part, Thalfon, but it's going quite decent, I would say. Thank you so much for 6 rounds of support. Welcome back to you, Thalfon, and I'm glad you enjoy your stay. So either way, normally in Final Fantasy V, the best accessory you can ever have is the haste shoes, because they increase your speed and turn order by such a ridiculously crazy amount. So that's a thing, I guess. Either way, we cannot really use the haste boots because we cannot take out the magical casting portion of NeoXTF at the back at all quickly, to say the least. And the only real protection we have is being able to equip a wall ring. With a wall ring, we actually have a chance of the magic part of NeoXTF casting Delta Attack in the first turn, and then that has subsequently a 1 in 6 chance. Was it a 1 in 5 chance? I think it's a 1 in 6 chance to reflect to the one part that is actually vulnerable to petrification and instant kill it, the Alma Jest portion. So, what we need to have happen is our Berserker needs to get with a very high HP value into the second phase, meaning he needs to avoid a ton of damage in the first phase by just blocking it. Oh yeah, shield, by the way. We will be using an Aegis shield, which has a 33% chance to block physical attacks, and a 1 in 3 chance to block any magic attack, which is very necessary as well. Because what we need to have happen is our Berserker needs to cast Earthquake like way above average in terms of, as I said, it's a 1 in 4 chance to cast Quake whenever you attack with the guy you have. We need it like at least 50% of the time, or even more than that, in order for it to work out, because we also kind of need to kill all the parts at the end of near X death at the same time. Since if only one of them remains alive at the end, it will go crazy and cause a vacuum wave, Almagest, and meteor like non-stop, and we don't survive that. Speaking of surviving, our Berserker needs to block like 60, 70, 80, 90% of the attacks that come flying towards him, especially if an Almagest hits. We need to have that 1 in 3 chance to block the magic from hitting us at all. Since we will have a Bone Mail equipped, with Almagest will deal double damage. And aside from that, we just need to get really crazy lucky in order to have enough Earthquakes to kill the back portion, which has 60,000 HP. Worth noting that whenever our Berserker attacks regularly without proccing Earthquake, there's 2 dummy parts at near X death that our Berserker can just randomly target, and those dummy parts, they literally don't do anything. It's just a wasted attack at that point. Plus our Berserker is super slow because, of course, Berserkers are super slow. So we will need to just block everything. Hey Richter Shade, thank you for the good luck. I definitely appreciate that. Once we reach level 41, actually, we should see an increase in damage. Actually, already at level 40 we should see an increase in damage here. I assume we are level 38 or 39 right now. We may have just leveled up. Yeah, it's level 40 right now. So now we should deal a multiplier of 18 damage, so in theory we should deal just a little bit more damage now. Yeah, 288 each time. It doesn't matter, we one-shot it anyways. But just kind of to see the progress. Once we reach level 45, that is when the next multiplier will be there. Actually, looking at it, level 42 will already have the same multiplier. Level 47 is the goal, I guess. Oh wait, this doesn't even... Huh. Actually, this is not even accurate what I'm saying here, because I am calculating the goal values with equipment that I don't have yet. So this was actually not even guaranteed, I guess. It worked out. BBB Kermit is now hosting you. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. How are you doing, if I may ask? Also, do you have any relation to I Wanna Be the Guy fan games by chance? Hello, good morning, or good evening, or good night, whatever it might be for you. And thank you for the host. So, tomorrow hopefully I will have my microphone properly set up. That is gonna be the goal, but until then, I guess I'll just sound like this. Hey Tranquilite, welcome, how are you doing? Greetings to you. So if I may ask, I imagine quite a few people may have watched RPG Limit Break, and RPG Limit Break is pretty awesome. What were your favorite runs to watch during that, if I may ask? So we have 170 dropped frames. I'm actually really concerned because Kishura and me, we both would like to stream from this location here, but I'm not sure the stream is stable enough. in theory, the numbers should work out easily. Like, I'm streaming with at the maximum of 3000 kilobyte per second, which is about 3 megabyte. And that's the maximum. Like, it is set to 2500, it just spikes up to 3000 sometimes. And we have about 40 megabyte of upload, so in theory there should be no problem at all. But I wonder how that works out in practice. On the Link to the Past randomizer. Oh, that's right, I remember now. So basically, there's two Kermits that I know on Twitch. One is mostly about I Wanna Be the Guy fan games, and I guess then there's you about A Link to the Past randomizer. That makes actually a lot more sense now that I think about it. Because I haven't been in the fan game community in a while. Every run you tuned in and watched was a great run. It's hard to pick favorites. That's fair, that makes sense to me. You didn't catch very many runs, but the Final Fantasy Tactic run was pretty great. Nice. You wish you got to watch more of RPG Element Break? Yeah... Actually, I did not get to watch many runs at all. Basically, I feel like I did mostly nothing while I was over at RPG Element Break. I just hung out with people, I did a little bit of Secret of Mana, I watched a little bit of runs, I walked around outside a little bit, I went to some places to eat with some good friends, and I just feel like I didn't do anything over there, to be completely honest. The reason why I have this feeling is probably because I was just really still exhausted from moving from Japan to Ohio. And it was mostly just relaxing and leaning back for me, I guess. Illusion of Gaia was great. Nice. I did get to see most of that, actually. I do believe I was on the microphone for Illusion of Gaia, but because I was actually really worried about reading donations, to be completely honest. Like, I have zero self-confidence. That does not exactly help there. And yes, I'm currently in the USA, in Ohio. I'm going to be here for about 2-ish months. Afterwards I will be moving back over to Switzerland. For the time being, probably Switzerland. And hey Barney, welcome, I hope you're doing well. You enjoyed Magic Knight Re-Earth, Earthlock, and all of the Silly Block. I actually ended up just watching some VODs of the Silly Block while RPG Element Break was actually still going on, just because I just really wanted to see stuff like Super Highlight and such. Those were great. I'm glad. Fault. Thank you. Saw Super Mario RPG 2, that was great. Octopath Galdera was great too. Middle of the night, during weekdays while at work. The schedule was really bad for you. Oh, I see, the stuff you wanted to watch. At RPG Element Break or here for me right now? Because for reference, for anybody who may have just joined us recently, this is not going to be my standard starting time. I'm only starting this late because I am a huge derp and I forgot to... or I don't know where it is. Basically, I can't fixate my microphone currently on the microphone stand. We went to the store today in order to buy some bolts and screws, but I kinda screwed up on that one too, because I didn't get a measurement before going to the store, and now the screw is significantly too long, and I will need a way shorter one in order for it to be properly fixatable. Worst case scenario, I will use duct tape in the end, but that's gonna be the last resort. So tomorrow, hopefully, I will be able to fix that and have my microphone back. Never runs during your work hours, I see. Yeah, fair enough. What is Earthlock, by the way? I don't really know that one. One run I ended up watching was by Jintatsu, and it's called Citizens of Earth. And I have to admit, I've never heard of that game before. And it was actually pretty sweet. Very quirky. It's very, very, very much Earthbound inspired, as you might be able to tell by just watching it and looking at it. And it seems like it's a really nice game overall. Maybe not my type of game, but looked really good. At least the visuals were crazy good, and also I enjoyed the puns of the animals, although those... or the enemies, although those puns of the enemies seem to just kind of stop like halfway through, and I'm not sure why. You're forced to stop watching Super Highlight. Sorry to hear that, TC Matthews. I recommend you may check out the highlight or VOD. They did upload everything to YouTube now, so it's easier to watch for people as well. You also enjoy Zelda and Final Fantasy games, most of that speedrun arguments. Nice. There was a very Zelda 1-esque game called... I forget what it's called. But there was a very Zelda-esque game for the TurboGrafx, I believe. And that looked really good. I think it might have been Utopia. So if you like Zelda games, I recommend you check that one out. If you haven't seen it already. Earthlock is a modern chase-style RPG. Okay. Let me actually just look up some screenshots. Maybe I do know it, I just didn't know the name. I may have seen a little bit of gameplay, but not a whole lot, I don't think. Citizens of Earth was pretty good overall, especially after they patched out all of the bugs it was plagued with after its initial release. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, it is really difficult to release a game that has little to no bugs, but at the same time, I kinda wish that a lot of games were to just get that last bit of polish and just take another month before releasing most of the time. Kind of like Breath of Fire 4 in Unity. Oh, Earthlock run? Or Earthlock game, I guess. I guess so. It kind of looks like a Unity game. Then at the same time, I don't really know how Breath of Fire 4 works, to be completely honest. I've only ever played Breath of Fire 1. Here's level 41. Very nice. So 47 is actually our goal, it looks like, because that is where, from 46 to 47, we get 2 multipliers. One for the dagger and one for the other thing. One for the strength point. Money's run of Utopia was great. Yes, it was. Actually, I've only seen him in the practice room. I did not actually get to see the actual RPG Limit Break run now that I think about it. So I should go back and watch the VOD for that too. He had the devs join him in the entire run on Discord. Let's see. Was there another run where the devs were in Discord? Oh, there was actually. The Questing for Glory series run, or Quest for Glory series, I believe had also some of the developers join, and that was kind of fun too. Kitty. Aww. Kishura is not up here, so the kitty brought her toy to play with Kishura, but Kishura is not here. Aww. Meow. Did you hear the meow? Oops. You can see how much slower the bow is, by the way, which is why I keep switching to the Guardian Dagger. Palmer's definitely a smooth cat. Nice. Your birthday was last week, you should get a cat. I mean, if you have the time to spare for a cat, seems like a worthwhile investment to me. Especially if you can get one from the shelter. So let's see. Next level is actually exactly 20 chimeras and 2 experience. Your sister just got a shelter cat and it's the sweetest little darling. Ah, nice, that's awesome. I demand pictures. And Ryok! Ryok subscribed for 20 romps in a row. Thank you! I really appreciate that. Welcome back to you, Ryok. And well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. By the way, for anybody curious, this might just be a grinding session today. Because I need to reach level 47, and this is not going to be a terribly long stream. I'm not sure how long it will be, but level 47 is the current goal. For anybody curious, level 47 specifically gives me a pretty high attack multiplier, and I hope that will be enough in order to completely demolish Atmos without having to rely on allies. And it will also be probably sufficiently high enough level for the rest of the game too. So it's not the greatest place to grind, but it's reasonably efficient, especially considering that there's not really a good alternative, let's put it that way. Like, I feel like the best alternative to grind would be potentially in the Lonka Ruins on Hydras, but the Hydras have 2 problems. One, they are an uncommon encounter, so you kind of walk around a bunch until you get one. They do, however, give about 3,100 and some change experience though. So in the time we kill 3 Hydras, if we don't kill 3 Chimeras, if we don't kill at least 1 Hydra, then this here is faster, which I'm reasonably certain this is significantly faster than anything else. Another grinding spot that a lot of characters will choose is North Mountain or Hiryu Mountain, I guess, in World 2, where the zombie dragons are running around. That has 2 problems. One, it has usually more than 1 enemy in the encounter, and X-Fight is not particularly good for dealing with enemies, or multiple enemies, since it is random targeting. And the other one is that there's also bone dragons in that area, and if you get back attacked by bone dragons and they just paralyze you and kill you, which can happen, it's just kind of awkward. And the worthless protoplasm. Thank you for the welcome back, and welcome back to you as well. The move went, well, let me be honest, it was a nightmare. For various reasons. But it's done now, so it's gonna be a lot nicer from here on out, honestly. But thank you. Welcome back to you, worthless protoplasm, for 14 rounds in a row. And well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. You're not jealous? Aww. Your buddies with the creator of an RPG/shooter that you speedrun, you'd love to get the marathon. It's called Starwish. It's a flash game of Congregate, also a visual novel too. What? That sounds interesting. That's really awesome. I really enjoy it when creators of games just kind of give more insights about the game. Whenever I play a game from the early days, like Super Nintendo era, it's just like, even if I were to be able to get a hold of the developers of these games, they are pretty much mostly Japanese. So the best I could hope for would be like the English translation team. So yeah. Hey Jacobanter, welcome. How are you doing? It's a shooter first, RPG second, and a visual novel third. That almost reminds me of Frog Fractions. The soundtrack is amazing, it's way too good to be a free game. If you'd like to, Drumbo, feel free to link it if you'd like to. You're doing well? That sounds great. I'm doing quite fine, thank you. Just walking up and down, left and right, and defeating a bunch of chimeras. By the way, a chimera is a 100% guaranteed encounter in the desert here. Also, it looks like I have not received a single attack from a chimera when, even presumably when a speed tie might have occurred, so I guess just holding down the A button counts as me being faster, so that's nice. You hope they deserved it, the chimeras? Well, I mean, I'm sure the chimeras have killed a lot of newbies just kind of walking, unexpecting, or unassuming, seeing, oh, that's an interesting enemy, and then getting absolutely bodied by Akurik. That's kind of how I imagine a lot of casual playthroughs go, just like, oh my god, Akurik, and then get killed. Alright, I hope this is not gonna autoplay music. It is gonna autoplay music, isn't it? Oh, I guess I never installed Flash on this PC. Alright, I'll keep the tab open, so I hopefully remember later. Thank you, Drumbo. It's not like the game didn't warn of it. About the chimeras or the sound? It's a great game with multiple endings and a bit of a bullet hell kind of gameplay. I like bullet hells. So we need to deal 500 damage with one hit with the dagger in order to guarantee a one shot with Excite from the back row, which that's not gonna happen. How was the chicken? The chicken? The game is pretty clear that the Chimera equals bad news. Yeah, I mean it looks better, like much like bad news. I mean there's a goat in there. Goats are pretty scary. Didn't have chicken for dinner. I didn't have any dinner yet. That might be in preparation though. And hey Sapien Tribal. Sapien Tribal, feel free to correct me on how to pronounce that. Thank you for the welcome back. And I guess welcome back to you as well. Also, welcome back to all the lurkers as well. Hope you enjoy your stay. Don't worry about saying anything, just enjoy the lurking. And also hello to anybody who might watch the VOD. It's so weird that I'm on the same time as you are now. Yeah, it's really strange, because I used to be like 16 hours ahead or so. Because Japan. And normally I guess I'm more like 8 hours ahead. Actually 6, compared to where I am right now. It's kinda strange. Is Ohio in Central or Eastern? EDT? Eastern Daylight Time? I guess? It's EDT. still in the middle of the night for you. I guess so. To be fair, this is kind of the time I guess I would have started in Japan to an extent. Is it? Yeah, I would sometimes start the stream around this time. But the only reason why I started stream is today is because I really wanted to finally get back to streaming. But I also needed to have my microphone set up. I planned on having it set up, but I borked, I messed up. So my microphone is not set up yet, but thankfully Kishura lent me her headset. It sounds different, but I think it should still be fine. You missed Yagaga. No, I'm a straight as oddity streamer indeed. The sound, yeah. It's a very different sound, I imagine. Especially since my... well, it's a condenser microphone with... it was expensive enough that I expect a good quality from it, let's put it this way. But it will probably take a while until... actually, I hope I have it done by tomorrow. I actually literally just remembered when I started the stream that there might be other parts of the thing in my other suitcase, potentially. I might have thrown them in there. I will definitely go and double check. It's not bad, just noticeable with respect to your old mic. Yes. I agree with that, Edge Crimson. It is a pretty good microphone for a headset, but it's still a headset. Hey Falkif, welcome, how are you doing? So, by the way, I've been starting to plan a Secret of Mana 100% run. Glitched this time. I've done a Secret of Mana 100% run completely glitchless. I've done a Secret of Mana 101% run, as I like to call it, which was glitchless except for getting the mana sword early, so I was able to level up the sword to 8.99 as well. 100% glitch run will actually have the same outcome in the end. And it's gonna be interesting, because glitched allows me to actually skip having to farm various weapon orbs by sequence breaking the game and acquiring certain weapon orbs. I believe I can sequence break the sword, which really doesn't... well, I guess it matters in that I can level it to 8.99, which is actually a downside. I can sequence break the glove and the boomerang. I think those are the three I can sequence break. I don't think I can sequence break a javelin, even though I have a theory. The problem will be that I would not get the spear as a weapon if I do that. Hey Dame, new microphone? Kind of. It's a different microphone. I'm currently using Keishura's headset because I derped and my microphone stand is not yet set up. It will hopefully be back to the old standard tomorrow. And hey Life Tactics, thank you for the welcome back. And welcome back to you as well. And good morning, good afternoon and good evening indeed. Hello and welcome. I hope you're having a pleasant day so far, or a good night. Because I imagine it is potentially nighttime for a lot of people. Thank you. Have I tried any Ohio Valley cuisine yet? I've tried some of the fast food, I guess. Like, there's a Panera, close-ish. That's kinda decent. But there's also a Sonic's, that is pretty alright as well. Actually pretty good. But aside from that, I don't know whether it's specific to Ohio that I've eaten so far. Oh yeah, we did have a pizza. Grab some pizza in the prime region for it. Okay. Sounds like a plan once in a while. The thing is, I don't... Pizza, while not as expensive as in Japan, is still kind of more expensive than I would like it to be, so it will be a delicacy whenever we get one, which will not be that often, I guess. Still... not... basically still kind of trying to preserve money. There's Detroit, New York, Chicago, good stuff around. I see. Like, is that the name of pizzas, or is that basically the other states? Ah, there we go, it is pizzas. Okay. So, if I may ask, what is a Detroit pizza, what is a New York pizza, and what is a Chicago pizza? I may have had a Chicago pizza before, but I'm not sure about that. Either way, now you're making me hungry. Giordano's pizza in Chicago is amazing. I see. I don't think... I actually have no idea how far away Chicago is. I'm currently sitting in Ohio, though. It has to do with the crust and thickness and sauce type. Chicago pizza is a very deep dish pizza, and almost like a casserole rather than a pizza. I have to admit, I don't know what deep dish means. They ship anywhere in the continental US, pizza packed in dry ice. Oh, I see. So how much does that normally cost, Curry murmurs? It does sound interesting. Greetings from Indiana. Hello, greetings from Ohio. It's so weird, by the way, to think, oh yeah, Ohio means good morning. But I'm also in Ohio, the state. It's so strange, because I've been literally just in Japan before. Deep dish, very thick, usually. I see. I do tend to like both, well, thick pizzas, but also lighter ones, so sounds interesting. 4 more levels. Ohio, all the same. Not cheap, definitely the delicacy tier, let me check. I see. From top of pizza, bottom of crust is an inch or more. Inch is 2.54 centimeters, that is... it's quite a bit. The only type of pizza that I had in Switzerland that was that thick was from our old delivery service that we had at the time that brought frozen pizza, and there was a pizza called Green Forest, and that was very thick and pleasant as well, actually. You love your thin crust yourself, right? I actually really like both for different reasons. But thin crust is really good too. $75 for 2 pizzas shipped. Alright. I will probably not be able to afford that anytime soon. At least not comfortably. Because, let's put it this way, the move is over, but because we are trying to get settled in Ohio here, there's just kind of all kinds of things that come up. Oh yeah, we needed a surge protector, we needed another Ethernet cable, we needed a extension cable, we needed... yeah, basically still using up all that money. Actually, at this point it's just the Twitch payment I've received this month. Well, temporarily, Dark Shadow Reach. I'm here for about 2 months. And welcome to you, Jace. It's been a while indeed. I'm doing quite fine, thank you. How are you doing? I know we're going on about pizza, but you're in a really good area for it. I appreciate the insight. How do you decide which character to use for a solo challenge? That is actually a good question, because I forgot to activate the bot that posts the announcement once in a while. So the way this is decided, which character challenge is going to be next, is via a straw poll. And that straw poll is going to be here. And the exclamation mark SSCC, like Quadlight just tried to post. Hello? Why did it not do that thing? Is it not active? Did I accidentally... No, it's active. Oh, there it is. It's just slow, I guess. Either way, you can vote for which solo character challenge I should be playing next in the straw poll, if you'd like to. After this next straw poll, we will be adding... Actually, we will probably be adding Berserker to the straw poll once I get closer to moving back home to Switzerland, because I will want to do it on console, and I don't have a console here. That's not necessarily true, I guess. You finished up Tales of Vesperia last Friday. Nice, I hope that was good. Ohio is pretty cheap most of the time. Cheap compared to where I used to live, both Japan and Switzerland, yes. So that is nice, but at the same time, it just kind of all adds up to... Chicago-style pizza for life! You live in Dallas area and you've tried like 15 pizza places and only 2 are really good. I see. The rest are just okay pizza. Oh yeah, bro, I see. Berserker scary? We will do Berserker, as mentioned. For anybody who may have just recently joined, we will be doing Berserker. It's no longer in limbo, but we might not be able to finish it. Just kind of as a heads up. We will get up to Neox death, but anything beyond that will be kind of up in the air. We will certainly give it a few good tries for a few hours, just randomly, but also I will put a lot of, well, work into researching for in-battle RNG manipulation, whether that is even reasonably doable. Legend of Dragoon. I hear a lot of people liking this, but I also hear that it might have been not aging as well, kind of like Secret of Mana. Your ship moving here from Japan wasn't too cheap though. Yeah, let's put it this way. We did raise $3,000 thanks to really generous and awesome people around here on Twitch in order to help with the move from Japan to Ohio. And part of that was supposed to go to help me to attend RPG Limit Break. I'm pretty sure we kind of used up most of it for the move instead. But it's been working out fine, so it is kind of expensive. And we had to also kind of leave behind quite a few things. But the most important stuff, I think, has been shipped. Which, some packages still need to arrive. Not everything has arrived yet, but that might actually take a while longer, since it is done by boat or so. Pizza, not Giordano's, but still really tasty and cheap. Papa Murphy's has a lot of stores in Ohio. They make the pizzas there, but wrap them for you to take home and cook yourself. Interesting. Alright. Papa Murphy's, you say? Local pizza place? Maybe. The thing is, just cooking ourselves is gonna be a lot cheaper. And until I'm comfortable with my money amount again, I don't feel like going out to eat specifically, unless we just happen to be in the area anyways. Papa Murphy's is affordable and very tasty. You just have to cook it. Alrighty. Like, how do you cook it? Do you just put it in the oven, or... I don't assume you put it into a pan. And yes, Raijin. 35 to 45 days, that sounds about right. The local specialty for pizza is stale crackers with toppings. Hmm. You deal with international shipping at your job. Yeah, it is very local. It was basically by boat, or more specifically, the least priority because that was the cheapest. We literally couldn't afford to send more than like 3 packages via air. Some of them actually have arrived already that were sent slower, I think. The more important stuff anyways has arrived, so that's good. Still a few things that will kind of, well, eventually arrive, hopefully. They give you instructions? I see. Look at that, US locals are coming out. I mean, it is also more of a prime time for the US people rather than Europe, since it is pretty much the middle of the night, as some people may have pointed out already. You really want to play Berseria at some point. You saw a few hours of the beginning and play recurs how it ends. You have a really hard time getting into RPGs you haven't played before. Oh, I know that feeling, Ryok. I really know that feeling. Certainly not cheap to ship air freight, yep. I was actually really sweating, so the thing is, in order to ship from Japan to the US, we had to get cash. And that was actually a bit awkward, because how do I get my the money that was donated to us from PayPal to cash? Well, the original plan was to pay by a credit card, but that doesn't work. So I had to specifically call my credit card company in order to ask for the PIN. Since the thing is, I have a credit card since quite a long time actually, but I never actually received a PIN with it because it was just never required in any capacity, really. So I used that. And thankfully the PIN arrived in time and we could actually get money. But the problem is, we were kind of limited in how much we could get per day based on my credit card company or at the stores, I don't know. Either way, we just barely had enough money to ship most of the things via boat rather than shipping it via air with the amount of cash that we were able to get from the machines. So there's that. So it is pretty expensive, but I mean it makes sense, it is a pretty long distance. You have negotiated rates with the various shipping companies, still it's really expensive. Yeah. Some stuff might be cheaper to just rebuy once you arrive. Yes, that's exactly what we end up doing, because a lot of things we would like to have, but we just don't have enough space for putting them all into boxes. And we did basically fill our suitcases up to the brim as well, and it was just barely good enough. You should really sleep, but you feel sick because you ate some cold chicken nuggets. Does somebody have a good recipe for that? Because I know how that feels, Ryok. That's not pleasant. I wish you good luck with that, and go to bed. Lately, RPG is less impressive, starting 15, let's say 15, but never completed it. I don't know whether they are less impressive or we are just getting older. I feel like it's probably mostly me getting older anyways, rather than the RPGs being less impressive. No! Frogs have friends, not food! Come on guys, that's kinda rude. Oh well. We're level 44. 3 more. Actually, probably less than 3. So that's 31 chimeras and then a few more after that. You went back and played Final Fantasy VI last year. It was solid, but less amazing than you remembered it as a child. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you always have kind of rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia for a lot of games, and nostalgia is a really strong force, honestly. It can go both ways in terms of you just remember everything when you play through it again and it's really awesome, but also it can be just skew your perception on how it actually used to be, or you might just forget about the less pleasant parts of certain RPGs, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's a good argument to play a game again, in my opinion. Or not play it for that matter, because you just want to keep the memories, and that's okay too. You played through a lot of retro RPGs in the last couple of years, and they definitely aren't as good as your nostalgia is. Aw, I see. A lot of the games haven't aged particularly well, especially if you compare it to, let's say, more experienced or, well, just the gaming industry having grown a lot and knowing better what are do's and don'ts about various games or various mechanics. If you look at Final Fantasy, for example, Final Fantasy X, in my opinion, has just kind of, that's the battle system I want for a JRPG, personally. But they took a lot of iterations to get there, and they are still kind of researching and figuring out more things and how they might work and such. You make a point not to play your favorite games from the past because you know it'll be worse than the beautiful memories. Yeah, that's fair. It's a similar reason why a lot of people choose to not speedrun their favorite game, because they're kind of worried about it just more or less destroying their favorite game or them getting or disliking the game for one reason or another at some point, which is fair. For me, I never really had that concern, since part of what I really enjoy about games is, weirdly enough, glitches and breaking the game one way or another. So just learning more and obscure and glitchy and silly things about Secret of Mana was the best thing ever. And bad games can be fun speedruns. Oh yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. Speaking of replaying old favorite games, you started playing Terranigma recently and got... It's harder than you remember it. Terranigma... Yeah, it is pretty rough. If you take your time to grind, it's not too bad. But it's a lot, I dare to say, like Zelda Link to the Past as well. When I restarted playing it thanks to randomizers, like, that's a lot more difficult than I thought it was. But eventually you get used to it again, so that's nice. I think it's pretty common across a lot of old JRPGs. The comment is very simple. A lot of them come down to hold down the A button during the fights, a lot of time. Yes, indeed. Which is actually a big reason as to why I really like Final Fantasy V. Since you can't just change up your strategy, and it's not just one strategy that works most of the time. You can do different bosses in different ways, in, well, different capacities. Whereas in... I'd have to say other Final Fantasies, you kind of figure out a pretty good strategy, and then you just stick to it, because that ends up being the strategy, more or less. Which is unfortunate, but at the same time it can also be somewhat satisfying, since the way you would be forced to adapt to certain strategies is by losing to boss fights. And losing in these kinds of JRPGs does not necessarily feel good at all. They're not set up to be the type of, oh, you lose because you didn't prepare for the strategy, unless you are fighting super bosses. Then they are very much set up for that. But just for regular gameplay, it's not as interesting to lose as it is for, let's say, I wanna be the guy, or ridiculously difficult platformers with really quick respawn times. You replay your old favorite SNES games from time to time and still find them as enjoyable now when you were as you were a kid. Nice. That reminds me, I still want to revisit a bunch of NES games, like Goonies 2. Just because those are still games that I really just liked messing around and playing around in as a kid, but I never really understood what I was doing, I just liked playing. And coming back to these is just kind of like an old mystery explored. Hey Kishora, Yo-Yo had a toy for you earlier. I'm not sure where it went. That doesn't hear me. Oh boy, Galander Gaming, thank you! Thank you so much for 2 times for Robs in a row. That's interesting. Welcome back, Galander Gaming, thank you so much. Well, welcome to your time zone, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy your stay. You finally finished your final exam so you can enjoy and relax here all hail summer. Nice. I hope that went well, Yusef. Welcome back. Congratulations on surviving the semester, indeed. Again! It's weird how Twitch does that sometimes. Just... You subscribed with Prime. Oh, would you like to send your message? Yes, actually, I wanted to send my message with that. That reminds me, I will have to resync the music again so I can actually hum alongside of it and I'm not completely off. So I shouldn't be humming right now. Kinda curious how it would sound with this microphone though. It can be the opposite too. You could have a message queued up and send it, but also be close enough to renewal to the then subscribe the next month. Because the month is based on timed number of resubs, it shows in the same number. Oh, I see. That's possible, I guess. Hey Galander Gaming, welcome back. How are you doing? Oh boy. So, has the Summer Games Done Quick schedule been released already? Or is that still in the works? Let's see. I'm actually kinda curious. Because while I'm still in the US, while that is happening, I do not have enough money to attend. Plus, I'm pretty sure they don't have enough space anyways, don't they? You would have to register way earlier than that, I think. Let's see. Ventrals and schedule. Yeah, it's there. Nice. I'm enjoying the new atmosphere. Let's put it this way, it's very different here. And you might hear a scream from the side once in a while. Or potentially other stuff, because Kishore and me are now sitting a lot closer in the same room. And we'll... well, it'll be a thing. Other than that, basically the US is very different from what I'm used to. Oh my! I guess people heard that easily with this microphone. You kept forgetting to renew while you were moving. You're well, glad to hear that, Galandir. Twitch actually updated their subscription and resubscription recently, that it shows you how many consecutive months you have, but also separately it tracks how many total months you have. So the total months you actually never lose anymore, which is nice. So I had some people actually, basically, I remember them subscribing for like 15 months, but because they had a gap and were subscribed before that for a bunch of months, it suddenly jumped up for them too. Oh, Takase, thank you! Hey Takase, how are you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And I just realized... do my alerts actually work, or do I just not hear them? Because I don't hear them. Takase, thank you so much for continuing the gifts up, or the sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. And I'm glad you enjoy your stay. How are you doing? How's it going? K's scream was clearer than my own voice. Yeah. Got it? You do not hear alerts. Okay, so something is odd there. Let's see. That reminds me, I don't even have Streamlabs open. It's as if I've never streamed before. You're doing well, Takase, glad to hear that. So, if we have the opportunity, maybe we'll invade Takase's space sometime and play some Child of Light. Maybe. Hopefully. Because Takase is pretty awesome. By the way, guys, if you do not know Takase TV, I highly recommend you check him out. Because he's a really fantastic personality person and awesome guy and streamer, so make sure you check him out. Twitch TV/Takase TV. And yes, he makes amazing spaghetti. I agree. We have yet to try Silver Fire spaghetti, so I'm not sure about that, but it's really good. You found Takase from the GDQ raid. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, GDQ raids are a mess until it calms down after like half an hour or so.
It took like an hour.
Yeah. Why is that clip there? Oh, why not? You hear Tay laughing? That was an interesting morning, yes. I've actually deliberately avoided streaming at the end of GDQ events because I did not want to be the target of those crazy raids, to be completely honest. And I know there's a chance, I don't know how large the chance would be that they would host me, but I know it's there, just like, nah, I don't have that. Also, I actually really like watching the endings to those GDQ events, and also RPG Limit Break. But recently-ish, there was apparently a hotfix, and I got hosted anyways. Well, I guess that was before we moved. So that was a surprise. But at the same time, nowadays I'm a lot better at just kind of not getting terrified of large hosts and raids. So that's nice. After a while, you'll never stop hearing Kay laughing. It's haunting. Yep. You probably wouldn't have done it again. You got a bunch of follow, but it was a bit stressful. Yeah. I mean, it looks like we get some people from there, so that's pretty sweet. No, it's not from the frame fatales. I think it was just a hotfix from something. Which, just a hotfix from something is usually around 5,000 views anyways. So that's still spooky. It might be with one L, Quad Light. Also, I'm not sure whether you ever added it. You imagine huge chats can be overwhelming if you're used to small and cozier chats. Yeah. The thing is, this chat used to be a lot smaller as well than it is right now. And to me personally, this is kind of nice. It just kind of steadily grows and grows larger and grows more. To be fair, the type of stream that I have, because of how I, well, stream I guess, I have relatively lengthy periods at times where I just don't read chat because I'm focused on the game, and that happens. So the chat is a lot less active than you would even see for the same numbers on many other streamers. Like, for example, if you watch Kishura's stream, Kishura is a lot more interactive with chat and also reads a lot more quickly than me, for that matter. So it's a lot more responsive and more back and forth. This is more, I guess, relaxed corner. Lurk and lean back most of the time. If you ever update the bot, you will add train as an alias for rump. I guess I can't add an alias for functions that are just strictly programmed into it. Or can I? Let's see. Oh, because I have to select the command, I can't do that. Yeah, that makes sense. But I already forgot, I wanted to check why my thingy is not doing the thingy thing. While my OBS is not making any sounds when I'm getting subscribers and stuff, was the question. I feel like this Streamlabs thing is not updated because the last thing was 1 month ago. During the Yagashura-thon. I guess it doesn't update right now. That's awkward. So, whenever somebody or the next person subscribes again, I guess I can test. Actually, no, I can test it otherwise. Hang on. There is that thingy. Probably settings? No, widgets? Alert box. There it should be. So let's see. Test subscription. Oh, there's the sound. So sound does work. Maybe. I don't know what's happening. It was really quiet. Oh, that's probably because of the sound balance being different. Okay, but the sound is there, so that's a plus. Congrats, Jagamov, on subscribing to your own channel. Thank you, I appreciate that. Which, by the way, if I print the list of all subscribers, as in a table, Excel sheet, My name is in there. And it's not the first one in the list, which is weird. Most of your time is spent lurking, so it works out great for you. Nice. Which name is the first one, bot or a user? I don't remember. It's been a long time. At this point it might be my name that is the first one. Oh, thank you. It might be my name that is the first one, because I don't know whether whoever was the first subscriber is still subscribed. I think it actually might have been Mega Weasel originally. And Lammergeier, thank you! Thank you so much for 25 ROMs of support. Welcome back to you. Well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. That's more than 2 years. Thank you so much, Lammergeier. How are you doing, if I may ask? So, I'm also going to be periodically muting myself because food has arrived. Hooray! And yeah, there is a collective rep around this channel, but we haven't done an event on there in years now, actually. We really should get back to that. Alrighty. I see. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Lammergeier. Thank you. Oh, there's actually a button on the headphones to turn up and down the volume. I did not even know that. It's a knob. Kinda neat. Well, hey, a new damage tier indeed. So at level 47, I should also get the next... Actually... Yeah, actually, this was the agility attack multiplier just now, because at the next level I will get a strength attack multiplier. This is why we go to level 47 here. And 47 is hopefully going to be enough for the rest of the game. I'm not sure how well it will work out against Neo XDev. I haven't figured that out yet. That will be something we figure out too. Let's see, how many more chimeras is this? This looks like it is 29. Wait, 28. I already added one and then added one more for some reason. So 28 chimeras and we are done with grinding. Oh boy, Hactical, thank you! Thank you so much for subscribing for 34 ROMs in a row. That's a long time, my friend. Welcome back to you. And well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. How are you doing, if I may ask? I see. I'm glad you're doing well. And, well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Once again, thank you so much. I just saw that apparently Streamlabs now has pre-designed alert boxes. That's really neat. Too bad they didn't exist when I originally started, because I probably would have just picked one of those and not invested a lot of time into it. Yes, they seem to look better than what I did. Oh, maybe. I just realized I would need like 10 rounds of combat, probably. Is that even going to be enough? Hang on. Yeah, that's 2000 damage. If I'm lucky. That's gonna be interesting. Because it might not work out the way I hoped it would against Atmos. Kitty is back. Hey Yo-Yo. Okay. I'm not sure a rubber band is a good toy for you. Would you like a toy? Like a nice little paper toy? Hey Yo-Yo, look, look, look over there. There it is. Get it. No? Do you want to come up here? Yeah. Oh, I walked way too far. I'm out of the Chimera range now. Yeah. Nope. I have no idea what you want, you little kitty. Maybe pets? I don't know. And yes, this kitty's name is Yo-Yo. There's also another kitty named Cory. Oh, now it goes after the paper thingy. Hooded Ornament, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to you as well. So I just realized I may actually need level 52 for Atmos. You know what? I'm just gonna go for 47 and that will be pretty much it. I don't feel like going for much more than that, because I've been grinding enough. Yo-Yo is a good name for a cat. I wonder how that name came to be. It's quite interesting indeed. Her full name is what? A Venus? Athena. Oh, Athena Yo-Yo apparently is the full name. Venus? Athena's? Athena's Yo-Yo. You know, I've heard it so many times now that those headphones are really good to block out the noise. And it's true. Yeah, at Lammergeier got it already. Either way, thank you. I think Yo-Yo might smell the food and want some. Yep, that's not how it works, unfortunately. What? So, my current plan is to just finish up this grind and then go across the bridge. And I feel like that will be that for now. Oh yeah, didn't I try to figure out what the best probability was for solo Lategame the Hunter to be able to take out Gilgamesh in the basement? I think the result ended up being we want to blind Gilgamesh and then use the Guardian Dagger afterwards, because that has the highest probability of not getting hit. I'll probably give that 1 or 2 tries for solo Hunter Galuf. And then, however, just move on. Would you like to get up here? Nope. You would like to have some food. But you don't get people food. Sorry, little one. The cat is so named because it resists purebred. If I heard Kishore in the background correctly. I guess you guys can hear her better than me. So yes, actually. I have murdered so many chimeras by now. It's kinda mean, actually. We are almost there. And you know what? The interesting thing will be, potentially the Chimera grind will be a thing as well as the Berserker. It kinda depends. Chimeras deal a ton of damage, but the Berserker can one-shot them. It's just significantly slower than a hunter. Because less agility, and always taking at least one hit. And there's no easy way to heal up a berserker in World 1, since the best you can do is get tents, which heal for 1000, but the problem with that is that it heals up your allies. So there's that. Hey Silesium, I'm back indeed. Where's the ice cream? I already ate it, sorry. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to you. How are you doing, Silesium? So basically the rest of the ice cream, or whatever is called the leftover, would be in the trash can, Mana. Level 47 in like 2 or so fights. Been better, sprained ankle and knee. Ouch. Sorry to hear that. I hope that gets better soon. How did he do that, if I may ask? Actually, I'm not sure I want to know. You're actually not entirely sure yourself. Okay. Wait, I already leveled up. When did that happen? I was waiting for the level up. Alrighty, since we did end up leveling up here, let's, well, finalize our descent into madness by going to World 2. To be fair, Hunter will have it very, very, very easy compared to a lot of other classes until we reach the final boss. The final boss is kind of expected to be a relatively major roadblock for most classes, and the Hunter is not going to be much of a, well, different story there. Aside from having really good damage to get past phase 1, phase 2 is gonna be a bit awkward, but we will still have tools in order to deal with it reasonably well, since we can blind enemies and we also can insta-kill stuff. The blind is going to be the biggest asset the Hunter will have for the final boss fight anyways, so looking forward to that. Also, before I use a tent, I need to make sure to unequip fairies, otherwise solo Hunter Gallop will just kind of be not a thing from the get-go. Hey Jack Cuomo, thank you for the good luck, I appreciate that, and welcome to you, I hope you're doing well. And Moegeto! Welcome back for 24 rumps in a row, that's 2 years, my friend. Welcome back. And well, I'm glad to enjoy your stay, thank you so much. You're a black rump now, and please don't rump the frogs. Frogs are friends, not food. Summon all the unicorns for you. I think unicorn would need to be level 50 plus, so I don't get to summon unicorns yet actually. Does Twitch automatically adjust servers you're using when you move countries, or are you still at Japan server? It does automatically adjust Twitch server if you set it to auto. At times when one of the Twitch servers seems to be faulty, I tend to manually adjust it, but right now it should still be an automatic. So yes, it does automatically adjust. Okay. Use a tent. Oh, I only have one tent exactly. Huh. Well, I guess I don't need more than that. Fine, nightingales then. Yeah, Nightingales is from level 11 to 20, if I'm not mistaken. From 20 to 30 is Mamonga. And from 30 to 40... I don't remember. Nightingale might be 20 to 30. I know from 40 to 50 is Hawk, which basically gives us a chance to use a percentile attack. Which can be quite handy. Like, percentile attack is 3/4 of the enemy's HP is reduced. But because it's random targeted and random whether it actually appears or not, it might not be the greatest. According to the Final Fantasy Wiki, I'm correct. Hooray! By the way, my current strategy for... the crystals? Actually, I'm not sure. I had a plan at some point. I'm not sure it's the greatest plan though. So in this little sequence, Butts, Lena and Ferris get caught and, well, they have to be freed by Galuf. This is not supposed to be anything particularly difficult in any capacity. All you need to do is deal about 1500 damage to Gilgamesh, who is going to be guarding the cell here, and you win. Gilgamesh never does anything else aside from just physically attacking. However, because my Galuf here is level 1, one physical attack will be enough to just outright kill him. So I have to rely on Galuf actually dodging the attacks or Gilgamesh missing. Gilgamesh can miss thanks to us having access to the Darkness Bow, which 75% of the time introduces the blind status to Gilgamesh. Now, we have calculated sometime earlier or before that our best chance for surviving this encounter was blinding Gilgamesh and then switching to Guardian Dagger, which actually deals slightly less damage than the Darkness Bow, but gives us an additional 1 in 4 chance to block attacks. Despite it taking like 3 more attacks or so to kill Gilgamesh, it still ends up being slightly more efficient or more likely to succeed. However, I don't remember what the probability was in the end, so what I'm gonna do is I will give it like 2 or 3 tries, and then we will just move on at that point. So, Darkness Bow equipped first. Actually, yeah, we should be faster than Gilgamesh, so we get our shot off first. HP doesn't matter, but we want to save. What I may want to do, actually real quick, is check out the stats for Galuf here. Because it's possible that I would be better off using a slightly different equipment setup for more damage output. So it has 44 strength. We are level 1. Nah, it doesn't matter. He does not get any additional attack power, regardless of what I do. Alrighty, we need a ton of luck in order for this to work, but it's basically an optional challenge that I like to do for some characters. Some characters have a really interesting solution to potentially winning the solo battle against Gilgamesh. Other characters, well, not so much. And this can happen too. Which, that's our first increase in the death counter. I think this is actually the very first time we've died on the way to Gilgamesh, rather than on Gilgamesh himself. I don't think we've ever gotten back attack before as Galuf. Oh, really? Okay, we survived this one. Okay, now the problem is we actually have to get a turn before we can run away in the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom version of the game. In the Game Boy Advance version, you don't have to get a turn, so it works out in your favor. Alrighty. We blind him, and we need to deal 1500 damage. Okay, we already blinded him, that's good. So, now, Guardian Dagger gives us a 1 in 4 chance to dodge the attack. Wait. And we have a 1 in 3 chance to block the attack with the Elf Cape, and a, well, 75% chance for him to miss. So we just hope that this works out. Let's see. Okay, so it turns out that we didn't get lucky enough. Again, I forget what the probability was, but I think it was not particularly great. I would guess, like, after 20 or 30 attempts it would eventually work. But this is kind of the extent of how clever we can get for a hunter. There's other classes that have really interesting solutions, like the Oracle, where... Actually, I did not know that beforehand going into this, but as the Oracle we had to dodge 4 physical attacks in order to win against Gilgamesh. The 4 physical attacks was only a 1 in 3 chance each time to avoid it, since the Elf Cape is the only thing an Oracle could equip. And it happened on the first try. Really? So I'm actually going to just add up the number on whether we may or may not get successful here. So that is 92. Okay, if somebody else would like to keep track of the number, be my guest, because I just realized I don't have a good setup for that. 92, that is 170. 241, 46, excuse me. I'm just keeping in my head right now. 322, I think? 312. Aye, that was wrong. And I just kind of missed the number because I was looking at chat. Okay, that's that. We got decent way in, I dare to say. So as you can see, eventually, with enough repetition and luck, this would work. But we're just gonna go the standard route, which is using a samurai. Which a samurai has the really handy property of having an ability that is called Guild Toss. Guild Toss has a base damage of like 1500 on an enemy that has 0 defense, and Gilgamesh just happens to have 0 defense. Actually, I think it's more than 1500. Either way, we are able to one-shot Gilgamesh, and we should go before him too. I see. Fair enough. So it was 322. Yeah, I was trying to do it in my head as well. It was 246 plus 76, which is actually 322, so I was right. Okay. By the way, on top of that, the Samurai also has an innate ability to dodge even more attacks, so Samurai is kinda broken. Bonk. And that's that. So we did not accomplish the additional challenge of defeating Gilgamesh here as a solo hunter, but it would have absolutely been possible. Like, not in too much time invested. I would guess about 20 minutes to half an hour and we would have it. But at the same time, I kind of really want to get on with the show here, which means we turn Galuf back into a freelancer, remove all his equipment, equip everything on Ferris again, with the Elf Cape and also Darkness Bow? Sure, we go into the back row for taking half a single damage. There seems to be a frame loss. Oh yeah, there was quite a bit of a frame drop actually, you're right. Sorry about that. I unfortunately don't really know any discernible reason as to why those kinds of things happen. I mean, in theory, upload and download don't necessarily have too much to do with each other. Maybe. It would be possible, but it would take more time than desired. Exactly. Like, it would not even be particularly difficult, honestly. You don't know Ohio specifically, but welcome to NA Internet. Yeah. Oh, by the way, a little fun fact that I like to show off. When you go into the menu, you have another lead character, and basically it's just the animation for laying on the ground for each character. So you can have Galuf just very sneakily going feet first towards the left, I guess? Or if you go to the right, I guess it's more like Luigi in Super Smash Bros. With his left B or right B ability. Or for that matter, if we put Lena in the front, she's also kind of rocketing to the side, just kind of to the left. It's really weird. And Ferris is basically doing her best Sonic impression. Just in purple. And Biospark, thank you! Rump. Thank you so much, Biospark, for 5 rumps in a row of support. Welcome back to you. Well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much, that's really kind of you. How are you doing, Biospark? How's it going? Have you done any drawings lately? 720p 60 can take up significant bandwidth. I guess it can, but... how much significance does that have? I actually genuinely do not know. So we need to hit one of those guys 2 times with X-Fight in order to kill them, I think. Yeah, they have just a little bit more HP. The Mask Bomb deals more or less a flat 300 damage and inflicts HP leak status for an additional 100 HP damage over its period. So both are dead now. You're glad you don't have to bother with US companies? Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat until now. By the way, we did end up getting a new cell phone for Kishura and Kishura's mother. So basically at the store they were telling us we don't throttle the data, but after you use about 50 gigabyte we are just kind of prioritizing it to different people, so yeah. And I was just standing in the back and thinking, you know, that's pretty much what throttling is. It's like, are you serious? Oh well. Yeah, that's literally throttling. I just didn't say anything because it's like, I mean, it's not like we can do anything about it. Wow. Alrighty, these are both dead. Yep, welcome to the US. Well, you could pay more. Sure. You miss when you spent the summer in Germany, had actual unlimited data for like 21 euros a month. I have no idea how that's in Switzerland nowadays. Could be interesting, I guess. Alrighty, so before we get into any other discussion here, is Gilgamesh on the bridge. Gilgamesh encountered number 2. So he's actually susceptible to getting blinded, and he does use a fair bit of physical attacks. So, after he has about 6,500 HP. After we deal 4,000 damage, I think. Wait, was it 2,500? Either way, after we do a certain amount of damage, he will go into his Frenzy second phase, where he casts Shell, Armor, and Haste on himself. Basically, he receives only half the damage and goes about 3 times as quick as we do now. So he will deal a ton of damage. On top of that, he gains a new ability. Instead of attacking regularly, he will jump. And jump deals full damage to the back row, and also is completely independent of any other of his stats. So there's that. So we need about 2 or 3 more X-Fights in order to finish him off. Thanks to our ridiculously high level and also HP, it shouldn't be in any danger, I don't think. But let's see. He goes, as I said, about 3 times for each one of ours, and if he just continues jumping, I will have to heal. Because I'm not sure another X-Fight will kill him after this one. Since, as you can see, armor doesn't reduce damage by half. Sometimes it's a bit more than half, just purely because of how the calculation works out. Electric shock, yes please. That doesn't deal any damage. You only have 2 GB a month in your plan, but you pay also only €8, so it's fine. You don't use it much when you're not home anyways. Yeah, that's pretty much how I had it, Ryok. I pretty much never used my data on my phone at all. Since I was always on Wi-Fi and at home. Okay, that was easy enough. The Black Mage's cover of your big bridge is your favorite. It's a really nice month. You haven't had much time even to draw due to work and class you have to take for your job. I see. Well then, I hope your classes are going well. You have no data at all, but it's only €1 a month. I see. It's nice having a little bit of data. I don't think I did that right. Oh well. It's nice having a little bit of data in order to be able to just check stuff if you want to, without having to worry about suddenly paying an additional $20. You don't think you could have data at all without a minimum of at least $55? Wow. The extent to which companies are able to not provide advertised services to consumers in the United States is insane. Yeah. It's basically the classic case of marketing department versus actually tech people, where the marketing department says up to this amount of speed, or they just kind of use the biggest numbers and stuff. Oh well. So, we have finished our grind as a hunter, we have defeated Gilgamesh on the bridge, and I think that is it from me for today. As I said, or also already mentioned, it is a relatively short stream for today, but I hope it was an enjoyable nonetheless. Hopefully more to come in the next few days, and just kind of more or less back to regular streaming, with earlier than today, probably. Maybe it might go as late as now, but for the most part it should be earlier than what it is now. Either way, everybody, once again, thank you so much for your warm welcome back. I hope you have a pleasant stay, and, well, maybe until next time. Thank you so much.